Have you ever found yourself waiting for a non-occurring reply transfixed on your phone? She got your message, but instead of the anticipated response, you get silence. Right now, it's irritating. You start to question everything: what went wrong, what you did, and whether she is still interested. Actually, your response to being ignored will either improve or worsen the situation. Curious about your possible improved management of this? Stay around since today. We're looking at 9 practical steps you may take when she ignores you, and believe me, this could help your love life. Hit the subscribe button and thumbs up this video. Before we start, if you genuinely want to strengthen your relationships, you want to avoid missing any future direction meant to help you to take control of your romantic life, and keep observing to the very last, since once you learn these 9 techniques, you will be able to boldly control any silence treatment. Picture this: someone very precious is here right now. Everything appears great. The conversations are flowing. Then she shuts off abruptly. Books are seldom found in great numbers today. Not makes calls? She seemed to have vanished almost completely. Of course, you start in your head going back over every scene. You reference something. You came on too strong. But suppose I informed her being quiet had nothing to do with you at all? She might be balancing something in her own life. She might possibly be gauging your response to see where she stands. Your response at situations like these might totally transform everything. Let us so investigate the first response you should have when she brushes off you. 1. Stay calm and composed. Alright, let me start with this. You have just been left on read. Hence, every second seems like an hour. Your head whirls, your heart thumps, and you start to see all the worst-case scenarios. Not too far off. Actually, we have all been there. As it happens, though, panicking is pointless. Think for a second about what someone confident might do right now. While emotions are running strong, one of the hardest things to achieve is keeping composure. Still, it's quite important. Think about this. If you hit her phone with messages like, "Why aren't you responding? Hear what is going on?" you are only going to drive her further away. Did I do anything wrong? One never discovers beauty in desperation. The tighter you squeeze, the more it disappears, same as trying to grasp sand. You ought to rather breath deeply. Maybe she is busy, maybe she is feeling something, maybe this silence has absolutely nothing to do with you at all. The secret is to remain calm even if it seems like the hardest thing to accomplish. Women find males that are emotionally consistent and able to keep it together in challenging conditions appealing. Imagine her understanding you did not freak out or bomb her with demanding texts. That is power, my buddy. 2. Give her space. Let's advance one more step. Have you ever seen how people sometimes withdraw from trying circumstances? Within relationships, it is the same. She most certainly needs some alone if she has stopped talking. Think about it. Last time you just needed some alone time to arrange things? Maybe you handled personal business, needed a break, or worried about your work. She can be going through the same. Let her take the time she needs instead of hurrying and texting one after another. Give her time to miss you, probe your activities, and come to see how much she really enjoys your letters. Strange as it sounds, it works. Think of it as a game of catch. If you hold the ball in your hand and never toss it, the game is not happening. Still, you toss the ball lightly into her court and let her toss it back. Try not to crowd her. Curiosity motivated by space leads to connection. 3. Reflect on your actions, but don't overthink. This one is quite difficult these days. You ought to naturally think through the situation. Possibly everything you did turned her off. Be careful here, though. Try not to fix yourself on it. While naturally curious in everything, if you find yourself caught in a cycle of, "Was it that joke I made? I could have texted her too much instead. Maybe I texted her not enough." You'll drive yourself mad. Remember, not everything centers on you. People drift away for their own reasons, usually unrelated to you. Life is complex. She may just be bored, confused about her emotions, or overwhelmed. Try not to slink toward self-blame. Instead, give some time for very thoughtful considerations. Learn from it should you find anything you could have done better. Still, fight letting it consume you. You only control your reaction. You cannot control what she does. Focus on self-improvement. This is where things start to become interesting. You have a tremendous opportunity right in front of you, self-improvement. While she is out there claiming her space, instead of sitting about waiting for her answer, use this time to level up. You have wanted to do what? Attend the gym? Acquire a new talent. Start a side effort. The point is that when you're striving to be the best version of yourself, you're not only improving your own life, you're also making hers and everyone else's more enticing. Actually, women love confidence, drive, and autonomy. If she finds you out there living your life, developing yourself, and not depending on her for validation, she will be drawn to that vitality. Moreover, focusing on yourself gives you something to concentrate your effort into instead of worrying over why she hasn't answered. 5. Avoid playing mind games. Many people make a big error when they think, I will just ignore her back if she is ignoring me. Worse still, they start posting on social media stuff meant to make her wonder what's going on. Pictures with other females, blurry status updates, or cryptic postings she feels jealous. Actually though, mind games show insecurity and women can smell it from a distance. I swear she will see right through it. You don't have to fool about with her emotions to get her interested. Talk straightforwardly, be sincere, and keep to yourself. Should she show curiosity, she will walk over. Should she not be here, gaming is not going to alter that. Actually, it will most likely just make matters worse. Real confidence is about being safe enough to prevent first having to play those games. When you are honest and when you communicate well, you stand out from the others. And she will remember that too. Think now of your own love stories. Never sure why she stopped talking? Have you ever found yourself in a situation like this? Think back on those moments and analyze how these behaviors may have changed things. Stay attentive for the next 4 points. They could influence your approach to silence in any type of encounter. 6. Communicate clearly, but don't chase. You have been waiting for just this time. Enough time has passed to feel it is time to disturb the silence. How then do you reach out without showing need or clinging? Open communication is critically needed right now. Think about it. How often have you wanted to say something but held back because you were afraid of being misinterpreted? Every one of us has gone there. You want to reach out, but you also want to avoid screaming despair 10 times in succession. Send her one composed, certain one simple message instead. Analogous to, hey, haven't heard from you in a bit. From your end, hope everything is going perfectly. This shows her compassion. Yet, your happiness is not dependent on her response. It's like letting her bypass without dragging her inside. You wish to provide free from pressure place for discussion for a response. Her gratitude will be mostly for your emotional stability and cool head. This is about enabling her to respond on her own terms, feeling sufficiently safe. The crucial point is also that, should she be interested, she will respond. At least if she is not, you have kept your dignity, and that is invaluable as well. Consider now your own love stories. How frequently did you find yourself shaking giving that message? When you tackled it coolly instead of angrily, how did things go? Effective communication lets the natural flow of ideas to take place rather than pursuing. 7. Cultivate other relationships. Let us pause temporarily. How often do we fix ourselves on one person while we are in a love relationship? Our world seems to be whirling almost around them. Still, The worst thing you could do is center someone in your world even if they recede. This is the area in your life where you should focus and cultivate. Other relationships, friends, relatives, even new contacts. Imagine this, she finds you not sat waiting for her reply. Instead, you are out there living your life, hanging out with friends, picking backup activities, and maybe even running into new individuals. You are not pining in a corner waiting for her attention. You are flowering. Imagine now how attractive that is. When someone sees you vivid and surrounded by loved ones who watch out for you, you are whole on your own. This has nothing to do with trying to get her reacted upon or cause her envy. It's about extending your network and making sure, with or without her, your life is rich and significant. Moreover, stressing your other connections keeps you from obsessing over her silence. One person automatically feels less pressure when surrounded with encouragement and love from others. Think about your personal interactions. Have you ever felt as though your emotional energy was directed entirely on one person? What occurred when you started investing in the other? Major relationships in your life? And shifted your focus? You most likely felt overall more balanced and joyful. 8. Keep the ball in her court. Here comes a large one right now. You have now contacted her, let letters flow through your door, and so on. Still, waiting does not mean you sit about every 5 minutes checking your phone. No, you let her make the next motion while keeping the ball in her court. Think about it. You have done your fair part. You have been sure, cool, and unambiguous. She currently carries it. If she values the relationship, she will stand up and strive to re-engage. If she overlooks, not on you then is that. The important thing is that you have let her respond free from pressure. Women cherish their space and decision-making when they are not hounded or overwhelmed. Consequently, allowing her to decide what to do shows that you respect these areas. The beauty of this is that you have lately let your attention flow out. Having done it once, you are not playing the game, what should I do next? Should she express interest, she will back into your life. Should not be the case, it is time to forward without looking back. 9. Know when to move on. Though most freeing, this is the trickiest one. There comes a point when you have to know when to go if she keeps ignoring you. And I know that looks tough, trust me, we have all been there. The hope for things to get better, the belief that she will show up should you only do one more thing. Actually though, love is a two-way path. Someone continuously showing you they are not interested implies you deserve better. Walking away reflects the reality. It does not mean you have failed. You value yourself enough to avoid seeking someone not returning your efforts. Moving ahead calls for new relationships, fresh prospects, and fresh love stories. And someone else understands. Maybe the perfect person is just around the corner, waiting to meet the confident, self-assured version of you that this experience has produced. Go back over your past relationships. Has anyone stayed longer than they should have? Imagine right now how much better you felt at last deciding to move on. The weight off your shoulders and the sense of freedom empower you. And exactly that will happen here. You should be sure by now and capable of controlling the silence. Remember, your reaction to her ignoring you speaks much about you. Maintain cool, maintain focused, and most importantly, see your value. Having said that, pleasantly observed. Until next time.